Pat McLaughlin here from SnareDrumTV.com. This is episode 45. In this episode, I'm going to teach you how to play the Flam Drag Grid. If you don't know what the Triplet Grid is yet, I highly suggest that you don't watch this video right now, and instead you go check out episode 25, where I teach you exactly what the Triplet Grid is, how it works, and how to play it. All right? Once you understand and you have worked up the Triplet Grid, then come back to this episode and learn how to put Flam Drags on it. Okay? For those of you who have learned the Triplet Grid already and you're ready to learn this Flam Drag Grid, let's go ahead and get into it. The Flam Drag Grid revolves around three groupings, okay? The first grouping is just your standard Flam Drag with an accent on the downbeat, which sounds like this. Okay? The second grouping requires that we shift the accent back one triplet partial. So now the accent is on the second partial of the triplet, which is also where the diddle of the Flam Drag is. Okay? So to play the second grouping, we're going to have to play a low flam on the downbeat, followed by an accented diddle on the second partial, and then a tap on the third partial. Alright? So the second grouping sounds like this. Okay? And finally, in the third grouping, we're going to shift the accent back one more triplet partial, so now the accent is on the third partial of the triplet, which sounds like this. Okay? So, those are all the groupings of the Flam Drag Grid. What we're going to do now is plug them into the 4-2-1 formula. Okay? So in the first section of the 4-2-1 formula, or the fours section, we're going to play 4 beats of each grouping back to back. Okay? So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and play that section for you at 75 beats per minute. If you have a pad and sticks, you want to jump in, let's go ahead and do it. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. Alright, so that's the first section, or the fours section. In the second section, also known as the twos section, we're going to play 2 beats of each grouping back to back and repeat that whole section again. Okay, so the twos section sounds like this. 1, 2, ready, go. And finally, in the last section of the Flam Drag Grid, or the ones section, we're going to play 1 beat of each grouping and play that whole section 4 times, which sounds like this. 1, 2, ready, go. Alright? So that's each one of the sections individually. What we're going to do now is put them all together and play the entire Flam Drag Grid from top to bottom. Okay? Again, this is 75 beats per minute. If you've learned this, you've worked it up, you want to jump in, let's go ahead and play together. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. Alright, so that's the entire Flam Drag Grid. I really hope that this made sense and that this video was helpful to you. Again, learning the standard Triplet Grid by itself and really understanding that before you learn this is a huge help and a huge advantage, right? So if you're trying to learn this and you don't quite understand the Triplet Grid 100% yet, I highly suggest that you really focus on that for now and get that down and make it really solid. And then come back and focus on this exercise, okay? That I promise that will make your learning sequence a lot easier, and it'll all go a lot smoother, and it'll make a lot more sense as you learn it, okay? So, that's it for this exercise. I hope that you enjoyed it. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your support. And of course, I will see you next time on Snare Drum TV.